Good morning, champions. How are you all? I hope you guys are fit and fine at your places, and I'm very sure you all are making most of this blessed month of Ramadan. Well, guys, these are very precious days. These are very important days. Make lots of duas for everyone, for your teachers, for your siblings, for your fellow students, even for everyone. And especially must remember, to pray for your country. Must remember to pray for the people who are suffering from COVID-19. Well, guys, today we are going to start our online lecture number 4. Previously, we guys have discussed, we have discussed explorer and explorations in previous 3 lectures, and this is going to be your fourth lecture on the same topic. And today we are going to discuss about one of the greatest explorer from the history, Vasco da Gama. But before we discuss today's lecture number 4, I want you to please recite the Rude Pak. Let's make a silence of 1 minute. Okay, I hope you all have recited the Rude Pak. So let's move towards today's lecture. Well, guys, in our today's lecture number 4, we'll talk about the greatest explorer from the history, Vasco da Gama. And we will discuss about his fleets in the history and how, he changed the shape of history and how he was impactful for the people of Portugal. Talk about the early life of Vasco da Gama. Girls and guys, Vasco da Gama was born into a noble family around 1460 in Sines, Portugal. Sines is the name of the city where he was born, and the little is known about his upbringing. Expect that he was the third son of Estove de Gama. Well, Estome de Gama, had a great reputation. He was the commander on that time in Sines, Portugal. Well, guys, when he was old enough, young Vasco da Gama was called, to join the navy, and where he was taught navigation and all the skills. So that's how his journey began. And in our next slide, and you can say that in the next clip, which I'm going to add over there, we guys will, study a bit more about the journey and about the explorations of Vasco da Gama. As I told you that Vasco da Gama was born in 1960 in Portugal, since at that time the spices from India was very popular in Europe. Well, guys, the only way to reach from Europe to India through land, it was very expensive, and land was the only way on that time which was discovered, and that was extremely tough and very expensive way to reach to India. So the task has been given to Vasco da Gama to find out the way, which is very convenient and easy to reach to the India. Well, as I told you that Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese explorer, and he led the first expedition that traveled from Europe to India by sailing around Africa. Well, guys, Vasco da Gama was born in a small coastal town in Portuguese named Sines. His father was a commander on that time, so he followed his father's footsteps and soon commanded the ships in the names of king. Well, guys, spices from India was very popular in Europe. However, the only way to travel from Europe to India was over land. As I told you that was extremely long and expensive trip. So the king of Portugal, Mule, figured it out that the way to and he was given here. Sorry, the king has given the responsibility to Vasco da Gama to find out the way to get India by sailing on ocean. Well, he would become, he was thinking that he would become rich, in trading spices in Europe. So that was the idea of the king. So the responsibility has been given to the Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama was known as, he was reputed as a fearless and tough guy. So, though he was not actually an explorer or a kind of a person who had a great keen in exploring the new ways, so he was a great navigator. but he wasn't a great explorer. But he has taken the responsibility and he led the fleet. He led the fleet at very young age. Okay, so he was told to find out the trading opportunities along the way, and Vasco da Gama left his first voyage from Portugal on 8 July 1497. Well, guys, as I told you that Vasco da Gama left for the first voyage from Lisbon, Portugal on July 8, 1497. He had 170 men and four ships, and these ships' name was Sao Gabriel, Sao Rafael, Sao Berio, and the fourth ship was, like for he used the fourth ship for the storage purpose. So he led the fleet of four ships along with the 170 men. Okay, so that was a kind of a great achievement for him because he found the way, he found the way and a route, which was a shortcut for the people to reach, from the European people to reach India. Okay, so Indian people were not really interested to do trade with the Portugal people, and when Vasco da Gama when reached India, the present king over there, asked him to pay taxes. So he wasn't ready to pay the taxes. So they kept his ships and all the things, which he brought along with him for the trading purpose. So he left for the Portugal, and that was a kind of, you can say that. The voyage back was dreadful. Around half of his crew died, and guys, on their way back to Portugal, however, the Vasco da Gama returned home as a hero, because according to the people of the Portugal, he was considered one of the most toughest guy, and he explored the way. He invented the way, or he discovered, you can not invented, you can say he discovered the way from Europe to, right from Lisbon, Portugal to, India. Well, guys, Vasco da Gama led two more fleets to India, and these fleets were armed fleets. And he brutally killed the people, Arab people, and he brutally killed the people of India as well. So he was the one who just thrashed the Indian army, and all the rajas and the kings were really astonished, really amazed by the, you can say that, the technology used by the Portuguese people. Well, guys, as I told you that he captured the Arab ships, and in the third voyage, Vasco da Gama was to take over. You can say that the Portuguese to India. It was a kind of a victory for him, because he used the ships which had guns and all the exploring material inside it. So he killed lots of Arab people, and the people who was doing the voyages in the waters. So that's how he led all his journey. So he's considered one of the greatest explorer from the history. Well, guys, as I told you that Vasco da Gama was the king for the Portuguese people. So there are lots of statues are still, you can say that, still located inside the Portugal. When you will ever visit that country, or you will see that the pictures on the internet or YouTube, you will get idea that he is still considered as a great historian, as a great you can explorer, as a hero of Portugal people. Because 4 years before the expedition of Vasco da Gama, America was discovered 4 years ago, before he started the expedition to India. So, Vasco da Gama, you can say that the major victories or accomplishment of Vasco da Gama was to discover the way, to discover the route from, Europe to India. So that's how the European people access to India for trading purpose. Because as I told you that the spices of India was really very famous in Europe. Okay, so that's how the trade began, and that's how the because Portugal people were very, rich and very strong and very sharp minded and very smart people. So that's all from our today's lecture, guys. I will see you in your next lecture. Inshallah, in our next lecture, we will talk about one more great explorer from the history. And at the end of all these lectures, we will go for the comparison. Okay, so I hope so that will be handful for you. So girls and guys, take care of yourself. I'm gonna see you in your quiz. Hello again, grade 5. This time we are going to play a quiz. Okay, before we talk about today's quiz and we play the quiz, let's take a quick recall or recap of today's lecture. Well, I have told you that Vasco da Gama was given a fleet of ships by the king and told to find a trade route along, around the Africa to India. He was also told to find any other trading opportunities along the way. And guys, Vasco da Gama, was a Portuguese explorer. He led the first expedition that traveled from Europe to India by sailing around Africa, and he was the one who discovered the way, or you can say that shortest way, or a kind of, you can say that new route from, to enter in east. Okay, because he was from Europe. Portugal is the city which is in near to the Spain, and he was from the Portugal, so he was from the Europe. So he found the shortcut, or you can say that you can say that the easy and less expensive way or route to reach to east. Okay, so girls and guys, I hope that this is a handful lecture for you. So let's talk about today's quiz. Those students who attended this lecture carefully, they are able to answer the quiz. First quiz is, where was Vasco da Gama born? Two options are given, pick any of them. How many men did Vasco da Gama take with him on a voyage? 170 or 200? And the third quiz might be a difficult for you, because you guys, okay, fine, let me read it for you. How many of Vasco da Gama's men died of scurvy? Do you know what is scurvy? What is the meaning of this word? Well, this is the name of the disease, which occurs because of the deficiency of vitamin C. Okay, so you have to tell that the on a voyage he has taken how many men along with him, and the next is that how many men died in that voyage because of that scurvy. Okay, that's all from today's lecture. Goodbye, Allah Hafiz, and wait, hold on. You have to remember one thing which I have told you at the beginning of the lecture, that you have to keep praying for the people who are suffering from this pandemic. Okay, must assure this that you're gonna take their names in your precious prayers, because they need our prayers. Okay, they need our support. So that's all from today's lecture. Goodbye, Allah Hafiz, and do whatever you want to do.